Hola
Hola
Primas,
Primas! Welcome to episode 13 of Sincerely.
tu prima,
I am Jess.
y yo soy Sam, y nosotras somos your hosts.
Welcome, you
Hi!
guys. Welcome back, or thank you for joining us today if you're new to today's episode.
Welcome, guys. This is gonna be, I, I, I was very excited to bring up this topic, and then I brought it up to Jessica, and she's like, "We totally have to do it," and so I'm just excited
Yes.
about it.
Yes, it's going to be a good episode. It's a really
Yeah,
good topic. I'm excited that Sam brought that up. I was like, oh my gosh, yes, let's do that one this week.
it was a good one. It's a good one.
Yeah.
With that being said, we should jump into our desahogos. And the reason, guys, is just a little context. We've been having so many technical difficulties, like we tell you guys on every episode.
What's new?
But what's new? So we are, as you guys can tell, we are trying a new
System
um
this week. So we'll see how this one works out. But yeah, we definitely still wanted to put out this week's episode. So we're giving it a try until we get our other system back up and running. But yeah, just hang in there with us, you guys.
Please just be patient. Bear with us. We're really trying.
Yes, yeah, no. But let's do our this how it goes. Do you want to go first?
Sure, yeah. So let's see. My desahogo, I think I'll focus it on my weekend.
Hmm.
So I got to go out with my friends. It had been busy months. I had not seen them in a while, and I think it had been like no sé, like months since I had last seen them, and we're like, you know what, let's just do it. Let's just get together, and we took kind of like my friend's birthday as an excuse. And we're like, we're gonna go celebrate her birthday, which we did. We did. It
Yeah.
was totally for that purpose. But we were like, you know what? Like, this is a time for us to get together. So that helped.
Yeah, I bet. No, I love that. Just being able to like get out of the house and catch up is
Mhm,
always really nice.
for sure. Yeah. So it was like, no, I'm like, I really have to take advantage of it. So we did Chelsea with the kiddos, and which on that note, I guess like part of my desahogo was that Friday, um, I had date night with Chow too. So it
Yay.
was just us, and we took the kiddos to my mom, and we went to the movie theaters. Remember, I was telling you, you were telling me like que fueron y se me antojaron las palomitas and whatnot. So
Yes.
nos quedamos con las ganas, and that had been so long. And I don't remember the last time that Chow and I went to the movie theaters. I think it was before we had Saya.
Oh wow, that's a long time.
Oh, you know what? Probably once. No, I think it was before we started. So it was a long time since we not had like time away from the home, like from the home, from the house. So
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, let's just do it. So we went and we watched the movie. And then we came home, and then we literally just had one glass of wine, one, like it was very little. And it was like 11 by the time we got home. So we ended up watching another movie in bed. We were just kind of relaxing and chilling, like we're really just soaking in the silence in that home
Yeah.
with an interrupted movie. So that was also very
Yeah.
nice.
Oh,
So
I love that. You got to have some
yeah.
like good like relaxation
Yeah.
time with both of your favorite types of people. So that's really
Yeah.
nice.
I know. So I was like, okay, that
Yeah.
that in itself, already relaxed me. But what's yours? I want to know
Yeah.
yours.
No, it kind of goes along with yours. So I don't know. This week, I was telling Sam, I'm like, my Desahogo this week is just like not the happiest or like the funnest one, but it's more of like I've just been feeling so tired and so drained lately. I have no idea what it is. And Sunday I was just like, I'm not gonna get out of bed. And then Edward was like, it's because
Mm,
you went out like Saturday night we went out. And he
mhm.
was like, that's probably why. But I was like, no, it was like an energy of where like I didn't want to get out of bed. Like I didn't even want to like I don't know. It was
Oh.
really, really weird. But I kept blaming the eclipse. I'm like, it's the eclipse. Like all the energy in the air is like draining me or something.
You know what? That's such a great point. And it could have been that. But are you feeling like sad, or you think was it just like energy wise that you're like, I'm feeling drained and tired? Or were you
Yeah.
kind of like, I feel kind of like down all
No, not really like emotion like emotion wise, it wasn't that. It was
Okay.
more like I woke up with a headache, kind of like a hungover kind of vibe, but we didn't
Oh,
even drink. That's kind of like what I
huh.
wanted to compare it to because it was like I woke up with a headache and then I just like
Yeah.
wanted to stay in bed all day. And
Okay.
then it kind of like went away throughout the day, but then I
Hmm.
was just felt like I don't know, no energy whatsoever. I was like, it's just gonna be like chill Sunday. I'm not getting out of bed. And yeah, I
Yeah.
got out of bed like midday and then I went
Hmm.
to lay on the couch. And it kind of helped. Like Monday I woke up totally fine, but I don't know what it
Uh,
was. It must have been in the air or something. I don't know, no
yeah.
idea.
Probably also a sign, like, because you've been busy too. So probably just a sign, like your body's like, okay, girl, we are gonna take a day to rest. Period.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and then going out Saturday night was probably like, okay, like that was like what tipped me over maybe. And it was kind of like,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Because I was
but
the same way on Sunday.
yeah. I know
Yeah.
that's what a lot of people were saying. Like they had headaches and stuff. So I'm like, I'm just gonna blame it on the energy in the air right now.
Yeah. Who knows? Well,
Yeah.
but you feeling better now?
Yeah, so much better. Like
Oh,
by
okay.
Monday I was like totally fine. I was like, maybe I'm not gonna be able to work, but no, it was
Yeah.
fine. Like Monday I woke up totally fine. So
Huh.
who knows?
Interesting. I
I
love
know,
things in
right?
the universe that we're connected to. You
Right.
know? I'm like, ay, Dios mío, se me hizo una
Yeah.
cosa es otra.
Literally, but
Um,
yeah, no. But yeah, let's do our topic. I'm excited.
yes. Okay. So introduce it. You're always so good at introducing our topics.
Yeah, no, the way that Sam said it when we were talking about it was like perfect. It sounds so much better in Spanish, like la soledad. You know, why do people are not that they're maybe not okay with like being by yourself, you know?
Uh-huh.
And it's a really great topic. And then Sam can tell you a little bit more of like
Yeah.
what necessarily that means, like what la soledad means.
Uh-huh.
And it's just, you know, just being by yourself. But Sam will go into a little bit more detail of what that means.
Yeah, guys. So like I read into it and then I came across a video that a girl shared on actually Snapchat and it was pretty much discussing what it means to be alone and the what comes with it, right? And it era en español, so it was la soledad. Um, and it was something so beautiful because so la soledad in itself, it can be a very beautiful thing, but it can also be a very difficult thing, right? And I've been in those situations where it's really hard to learn how to be by yourself, right? So the video pretty much like just focused on how being like not knowing how to be in peace with yourself and knowing how to enjoy your own company,
Hmm.
it means or it leads you to like just how can you say like I guess not having very high expectations or not high expectations but just like not knowing exactly what you deserve as long as you you just get to spend time with others.
Yeah, you have somebody there with you.
Yeah, and it can be relationship wise or like romantically or it can just be like a friendship or your family or whatever it might be, right? But like
Hmm.
if we focus it on relationships, I feel like we see that a lot in the video also like went a little bit into it. So it was two guys talking about it and it was like, you know what? It's really hard, but you once you're alone for a while, um, then you learn how to fall in love with yourself and being
Yeah.
lonely in your own peace.
Yeah.
In un señor, el otro muchacho was explaining, like, you know, sometimes people, and it's, I'm pretty sure this happens to a lot of us, or all of us at some point at least, because we don't know how to be alone. So sometimes we stay in relationships even though we're not in love with each other, even though there's no connection, no chemistry, no nothing there whatsoever,
Hmm.
because we are so scared of being alone,
Hmm.
more scared than being unhappy, but
Yeah.
as long as we have like the company of another person.
Yes. Yeah. And no, when we were talking about it, discussing it, I felt like the first thing that comes to my mind is ever since we're little,
Mhm.
lo que siempre escuchamos es que tenemos que encontrar a nuestra pareja.
Yeah.
Nunca nos han enseñado cómo vivir solas,
Mm.
como, and this kind of goes back to like one of those topics that we discussed early on in the podcast of like when you're living at home, you're never
Yeah.
given the opportunity to move out by yourself and get to know yourself as a person before you
Uh-huh.
move in with another person, you know, your partner, your husband, whoever you decide to move with.
Yeah.
So it made me automatically think like ever since we're little, we're never given that chance of like
Mhm.
to enjoy our own company, learn to be by ourselves, and
Mhm.
just learn about ourselves in general before we automatically get used to being with somebody for the rest of our lives.
Mhm. And that's a really good point. And I feel like because we are never given that opportunity, you have to make space for it. Like,
Mhm.
for example, I remember like leaving previous relationships and not too long after, like even though I wasn't getting myself into a committed relationship, you're already dating
Mhm.
or you're already meeting other people or you're already going
Mhm.
out and you don't give yourself that opportunity to heal and to learn about yourself because
Yeah.
like let's be honest, I was alone for a good while before I met Chow. Um and I was discussing it with him before we jumped on this because I was like, I think we're gonna touch on this topic, and he was like, that's really good because he was alone for at least a few couple years before he met me. So, we were kind of talking like, it is lonely. Like, don't get me wrong. Sometimes it gets lonely too, where like, every other person, like your friends are busy with their own things going on in life. That sometimes you're like, oh my God, like I want to do something, but I don't want to go by myself. And it could be as simple as like going out to eat or have dinner.
Mhm.
And then I was also telling him, like, you know what? I remember that when I was leaving it in the moment of me being by myself, like, I would go out with my friends all the time. When I didn't have sales and sales would go with his dad. And when that would happen too, that he would leave to his dad's house and my friends were also busy and I wasn't seeing anybody,
Mhm.
then I would, there were very lonely nights. I
Mhm.
remember them and I remember like just being like, I don't know who to text. And then sometimes even being like, oh, should I just respond to like whatever guys are texting me, even if
Yeah.
it was not to see them, but to talk to them or just to like keep conversations going.
Yeah. To
Like
feel that company there.
to feel the company, like you're not completely lonely. So,
Mhm.
but and now thinking back, like long story short, I think it was one of the most beautiful times of my life because I got to know myself so much and I got to do whatever that F I wanted. Like I got to
Yeah.
eat whatever I wanted. I got to wake up at whatever time I wanted. I got to like maybe like not clean or pay attention to my house all day because I was tired from working. And then I would literally get up like at 8 and
Mhm.
then make myself dinner and then start cleaning my whole house until
Yeah.
like 2 in the morning, lit up a candle at the end, and then just lay down in bed again.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and that's like a really good point because for me it was the total opposite. I never got the opportunity to again like live on my own. It was always like living at home and then I moved in with my husband now. So then I never got that opportunity, but don't get me wrong, it hasn't been bad at all, but it's more of like, that opportunity of like getting to know how I could be by myself completely.
Mm-hmm.
It was never given to me. And I could have done it, but it was just I had found my person early on in life, so of course I was gonna, make that jump of like living with them right away. But yeah, I feel like it definitely
Mm-hmm.
my recommendation is always like if you have that opportunity to live on your own and get to know yourself as a person so you can be happy by yourself, like take that chance because,
Mm-hmm.
once you live with somebody else or you have kids or something like that, like you no longer can focus on yourself. It's all about like running the household. And that kind of brings me back to like how they all also always say that if you like they say being by yourself is like a bad thing, like oh like se va a quedar sola, like because she hasn't found somebody to live with, and that's not a bad thing. Like if you are happy being by yourself, if you're happy living by yourself, like go like just go with it, like whatever
Mm-hmm.
makes you happy, honestly.
Oh my God. And I'm right there with you because it doesn't mean that I'm at a bad situation in my relationship. Like we're good, it's a healthy relationship
Hmm.
and we're happy with each other. Pero I do miss it. And I always tell David, like, and I'm probably wrong, right? And I hope this never happens, knock on wood. But if for whatever reason our relationship was to not work out in the future, um, God forbid that happens.
Yeah.
But if it was, I crave it. Like, I'm not even kidding you, Jessica. Like, I think, y el otro día le dije, "Ma, y te lo voy a decir yo para que no te lo venga a contar nadie."
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I am going to enjoy my life.
Yeah.
I am literally, if like my main priority, obviously, because my mom is like, make sure that the kids are good. Being a good mother and they're well taken care of. But the moment they leave to spend time with their parent, it's like, listen, it's like me, like whatever it is that it's gonna make me happy from picking up my favorite food and watching my favorite show uninterrupted, then that is my time.
Yeah.
And I feel like it comes a lot with like taking control, just being in control of your
Mm-hmm.
feelings and your needs and being able to fulfill that for yourself.
To
Yourself.
be fully yourself,
Uh-huh.
without having to take anything else into consideration. But
Mhm.
no, that's so funny that you say that because I'm literally right there with you. I always tell Edward too, I'm like, if anything was to happen with us again, knock on wood, like hopefully nothing ever does, but
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna take that opportunity to like live by myself and like be able to live that part of my life that maybe I didn't get to live before, but I'm gonna take the
Mhm.
opportunity and do that then.
Oh, not us over here dreaming with our
I know,
boyfriends right there.
I know, right?
No, pero es que it's a beautiful thing. And like the thing with that video too, porque explicaba el muchacho, ¿no? Entonces, eran dos muchachos y estaban platicando sobre la soledad, ¿no? Y entonces le dice uno, como que, ¿sabes qué? Pero al principio fue difícil, pero lo que terminó pasando es que se enamoró de su soledad. Y
Mhm,
entonces lo que eso hace también es que te hace, te hace más, te hace más selectivo
mhm.
when it comes to people. It
To
makes
your
you be more,
partners.
yeah,
Yes.
to because at that moment that you're so comfortable by being by yourself, like you're not scared of it. That means that you are not just willing to take anybody in. You're
Yeah.
very protective of your peace and 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 of yourself, right? Because
Yeah.
once you learn that, I feel like cuando tú no sabes estar solo, aceptas a cualquier persona.
Sí, a la
Así,
persona que se te ponga enfrente de ti, con esa persona
exactamente.
ya empezaste una relación.
Ajá, y es muy fácil empezar a desarrollar sentimientos por ellos, crecer sentimientos por otra persona,
Sí,
porque estás necesitada de, de amor y de atención y que
sí,
alguien más esté contigo.
sí.
You don't look at other things that are also important. Like you're not taking in consideration that you need someone that is gonna also bring you peace, or is also gonna support you, that is also going to understand you and love you and care for you and fulfill you in other things, not
Mhm.
just financially, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like if you do not know how to be alone, then the chances of you falling for the wrong person are a
Yeah.
lot higher, right?
Yeah, yeah. And this relationship part is kind of what like gets me going with this conversation because
Mhm.
we there's that part where like if you're not used to being alone, you're going to continue to stick through this relationship that you have with someone because you're also scared of being alone. So
Uh-huh.
no matter if you're not happy, no matter if they're treating you good, no matter what the situation is, you're going to continue to stay there because it's part of your routine. You've been with them for a long time or whatever it is. And
Mhm.
that also makes me think of how sometimes us as women, we stay in relationships that maybe necessarily don't bring us happiness or we're not being treated or maybe we're with
Mhm.
our partner in the same room but you feel like they're not there, like they're not fulfilling anything in you anymore but you're still
Yeah,
in those relationships because you don't want to be alone.
because the idea of being by yourself is
Hmm.
scary. Pero isn't that so like it's like so weird because like you're literally like choosing to live like a more miserable life
Yeah,
just for the effect or for the idea of having someone next to you, someone that you don't have a connection with. There's no love in between you guys, and there's like no communication, like there's no vibing, there's nothing going on.
yeah,
Pero, y prefieres eso, prefieres estar así, o sea, puedes llegar a tu casa y solamente el hecho de que haya alguien ahí en la casa, ya eso es suficiente, pero entonces no estás poniendo la atención a que no hay conexión entre
mm,
ustedes, no
sí,
hay amor, o a lo mejor, como dices tú, te tratan mal, and but you
yeah,
still like, oh, I'm scared to leave because, oh my God. And this is one that comes a lot with relationships that I've seen. A lot of the excuses like, I'm just scared to leave because que si no me encuentro a alguien así de bueno.
Or I'm scared to start over with somebody else. Start telling them like my
Yeah.
favorite color, my
Color.
favorite food, like all of the small details to somebody new, you know? But
Yeah.
it's hard. It's really hard because you don't like I can understand you not wanting to start a whole nother relationship, especially if you've been together for a really, really long time, you know? But
Yeah.
what's the point? Like you're not being yourself, you're not being comfortable at home. Imagine like you're basically living with a roommate who you're treating as a partner sometimes. For what reason, you know?
Just to not be alone.
Yeah.
That's that's our topic. Like the loneliness that people feel, right? Like,
Yeah.
but isn't it like so surreal to like just think about it? Like, and I feel like we think about it all the times, right? But saying it out loud and going into like this conversation, it's even kind of like an eye opener for myself of like, you know what? Like, how can that stop you? Because reality, reality is like you might end up alone by choice because there will always be choices that you
Yeah.
can, there will always be people in the world, and there's always going to be people who that you can meet, that you can develop or have chemistry with. Like there's always going to be people, there's always going to be fish in the water. But
Yeah.
but but what stops you sometimes is that me voy a quedar sola o no voy a encontrar a alguien. When you know damn true that's not true.
No, not at all. Yeah. And
No.
it could be scary to have to start all over with
Yeah.
somebody new, but also I don't know. I just don't understand like having to be
Mhm.
not happy over like this,
Yeah.
the emotion of or the feeling of being scared, you know? Like
Yeah.
I'd rather be scared and take the jump than have to be like sad for the rest of my life because I'm not happy in the situation that I'm in.
Imagine. And then, for example, like in our situations, like, I mean, again, we're in good, healthy relationships, but
Yes.
we're still young. Imagine if
Yeah,
we were like in, not good relationships and we were not happy and you're
exactly.
still like there because, like, okay, you still have like, no sé, o sea, uno se puede morir el día de mañana, solo Dios sabe, pero pues, y si no, y si vives toda una vida donde te queden más de 50 años, o sea, no sabemos la verdad,
Exactamente. Yeah.
y aún así estás haciendo la decisión de quedarte ahí.
Sí.
And my mom, because I know we had an episode with my mom, and she kind of like mentioned it a little bit of how in peace she was now that and how happy
Mhm.
um she is now that she's by herself, and she's by herself for a while. Pero a couple of months ago, or like a month ago, I went to my mom's house to have menudo at her house. En la mañana era un domingo, and one of my uncles or cousins was there. And they were talking about kind of like the relationship of like, no, que vamos a bailar, o vamos a hacer esto, no sé qué. Y no sé qué comentario hubo, algo de que no, pues a ver si encuentran algo, lo que sea. Y después mi mamá dijo something of like, no, yo estoy muy a gusto con mi soledad y poderme acostumbrar a tener que estar al pendiente y al tanto y estar pensando en las necesidades de otra persona constantemente, como que
Mhm.
yo no sé si yo pueda. And then, um, mi tío, mi primo, he said something of like, uno cuando ya sabe estar solo y se acostumbra y le gusta su soledad, es su soledad, que está a gusto con ella, es muy difícil aceptar a alguien. Like,
Oh, sí.
tienen
Sí.
que ofrecer mucho, mucho para uno poder decir, ¿sabes qué? Sí.
Hmm. And it goes back to that, like, if you spend time with yourself and you get to
Mhm.
know yourself as a person, you by yourself without anything else getting
Mhm.
involved, then you're more picky of who you let back in your life, because you're
Exactly.
not going to be okay with the first person that says, "Oh, you look beautiful today," or "Oh, I like, thank you for cooking for me," whatever compliment
Yeah.
it is, like, you're going to be like, "Okay, like, I
Uh-huh.
don't you're not offering me what I need right now. You're not gonna be like let in, you know?
No. And I feel because also when you like take the time to be by yourself, you also end up falling in love not only with being with yourself, but with yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, your confidence grows because, like, think about it. You start taking care of yourself without even realizing it because taking care of yourself is doing the things that make you happy. And you
Mhm.
get to do those when
Yeah.
you're by yourself, right? So, like, that's
Yeah.
true. If someone
And
comes up and you're like, oh my God, ¿cómo estás, chula? Whatever, I'll buy you this. And you can be like,
I can get that for myself. I don't need you to
myself.
buy it for me.
Yeah, like you're not gonna be the only person offering and calling me like those
Yeah.
names.
Yeah.
And I feel like you do grow like some type of like also self-respect with that.
Yeah. That just made me think like if you were to be put in that situation, do you feel like you would look for somebody more like where you're emotionally attached rather than like financially attached because
Mm.
you no longer need somebody to be there for you financially if you're used to being by yourself
Uh-huh.
and now you're just looking for someone who's actually like fulfills you like your emotional side.
Oh, I don't know. That's such a good question.
Yeah.
I think, oh, that's a good question. Depending on the situation, right? But
Yeah.
I think for me, I would literally said like these are my conditions. Like this is what I need in order to for me to continue something serious with someone and give up my what I'm
Your
comfortable with and
independence.
my
Yeah.
independence with right now. I think for me, it would just be like a place that would be a safe place for me where there has to be some type of connection and vibing and chemistry going on.
Hmm.
Like I would take that anytime over anything financially.
Yeah.
If I can vibe with you and have a great ass time anytime, it can be in silence and we would still be vibing and we could just be like, you know, I think I would do that.
Yeah.
If I could find like someone with a lot of similar things in the future, I can ciao.
Right.
But it's just like it's like depending. It has to be different than what I am
Hmm.
from now or in your past or what you just got out of. Like it has to be different than that because if you keep putting yourself and falling for the same type of person or situation, then you're gonna end up at the same spot
Right. Yeah.
years
Yeah.
later.
No,
Right.
I
What
agree
about
with that.
you?
Yeah, I kind of agree. I feel like I would definitely go for the person that's more emotionally connected to me. And
Mm-hmm.
then if they're like billionaires or something, like that would be extra, but it's not going to be that impresses me anymore.
Exactly. I mean, that's always a bonus. I mean, there's always things that come in with it. Like you're like, okay, there's bonuses, right? Like someone handsome.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
someone handsome, someone that's gonna have like that is gonna be your, like ¿cómo se dice? Your type, right?
Hmm.
And that's
Yeah.
already a bonus. But yeah, I think like the connection and the chemistry and just the vibe needs to be there.
Yeah. No, but I agree. Like I feel like you have to get to know yourself as a person first. And it just kind
Mhm.
of this can be like the beginning to so many different topics because like once you get to know yourself as a person, you know what you want, you know what fulfills you, you know what's going to make you happy, and you're
Mhm.
not going to put up with just anything, like and you're going to know
Yeah.
what kind of people you let into your life and if they're going to
Mhm.
be in the same route as you for like your future plans or whatever it is.
Mm. You said that so nice. You said that so beautifully. But it's true, guys. And again, with every episode that we make, we really like our main interest and our main goal is just for any message or any type of our opinion or advice or whatever rant we have,
Yeah.
that it reaches somebody and it helps
Mm.
somebody realize that
Yeah.
there's so much like you're so worth it. You're worth it all. You're worth your happiness.
Hmm.
You deserve a good, happy, fulfilling life. Like you guys all
Yes.
deserve that. We all do. And
Hmm.
this was just another episode that even though it is shorter, guys, but we just hope that it like even if it's one person that is like, you know what, I'm not happy. Y
Yeah.
mañana me voy.
Yeah.
If it helps you do that, then I'm happy.
Yeah, you guys. And one thing to remember is you only live once. No need to be putting up with anything that's not making you happy because you don't know if you're going to get another opportunity.
Hmm.
Like if you aren't happy, like this is your sign to move forward and look for something that is going to make you happy in life.
Yeah, take the sign. And if si todavía no te cae que este es una señal, esta es tu señal. Te estoy diciendo, yo te lo estoy diciendo.
Yeah.
No, but for reals, take this as a sign. And what you said is powerful. And I know like we hear that and we read that in a lot of places, but life is really, we only get it once, guys.
Yeah.
Once.
Yeah.
Like, come on, we cannot live it like todos tristes, deprimidos, like
Hmm.
maltratados or no felices. Imagine going to
Yeah.
bed and actually feeling like estoy feliz. I'm fulfilled. I'm happy. This is a good life instead of being like, this sucks.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. No, it's hard, but like just because everyone says you have to have a lifetime partner, like you don't have to. Like if you're stressing out about finding the right person, just like focus on yourself first and then maybe that person will just come to you. But it's not something to just be living with somebody because you're
Mhm.
afraid you're going to end up old by yourself, you know? Like it's not a bad thing.
It's definitely not a bad thing. And you really do feel like, oh my God, like I just need someone like un acompañante. Get yourself a pet and love the
Right.
hell out of it. And then we'll love you back unconditionally.
Yes, that's so funny.
But
Yeah,
do
no,
not go
that's
for a
true.
bad person. Look out for the red flags.
Yeah, no, I love it. Yeah, this is a good
Um,
topic to bring up. I was super excited to discuss it because it's really something you don't really think about. Like you get
mm,
stuck in the routine, you get stuck in just your everyday to day life, and you don't think about what possibly could be out there or what changes you can make in your life.
yeah, no, guys, like the possibilities and the experiences are endless. It's all
Yes.
up to you. Like you are in control of your life. You get to make those decisions of what and what does not happen and what you
Hmm.
do with it.
Yes, I love it.
Hi. Well, guys, it was a shorter episode and we do apologize for it, but we promise that this is a topic that I kind of want to go back into and maybe like
Hmm.
focus it into different like scenarios
Yes.
because it's a good one. I think it's an important one too,
Yeah,
just put
yeah.
it out there.
No, I definitely want to hear about your life before you moved in with your partner too. Like that's always something that's like fun.
Yes.
Well, maybe we'll have a topic about how that was like moving out and like all of that stuff
Mm.
too. We'll go into that a
Ooh.
little bit more detail.
That's one of my favorite. I mean, again, that was probably one of my favorite times in my life. So I will be
Yeah.
more than happy to share that with you guys.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining this week. And like Sam said, it is a little bit of a shorter episode, but technical difficulties, but we're here, we're putting in all the work. We hope you guys still enjoyed this episode, and then we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you guys. Much love. Get to like, subscribe, and
Yes.
comment and share. And we will see you all next week. Thank
All
you.
right. Bye.